A legal vacuum has emerged in the savings and credit cooperative organizations sector following recent amendments by the Bank of Uganda to the Micro Deposit Taking Institutions Act. The regulatory changes now grant Bank of Uganda the authority to supervise and regulate larger SACCOs, raising concerns among industry stakeholders. This expanded oversight applies to SACCOs with a share capital exceeding 500 million and voluntary savings surpassing 1.5 billion. Government came up with a new law which is called the Tier 4 Microfinance Institutions and Money Lenders Act in 2016, which requires all SACCOs to be regulated and licensed by Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority. In 2020, the Ministry of Trade and Cooperatives pushed for an amendment for the Cooperative Societies Act, which again brings SACCOs under the supervision and regulation by the Registry of Cooperatives. The regulations are at odds with one another due to the rules now in place controlling savings and cooperative organizations, who note that SACCO's underlying principles are being weakened by the many registrations. The State Minister for Cooperatives, Honorable Frederick Gumengobi, stated during the National Consultative meeting that Uganda needs a single regulator relating it to Kenya.
To look at a successful cooperative model. And the successful cooperative model in the region is in Kenya. Now, in Kenya, we have one regulator. And I would also believe that we should have one regulator for the cooperatives. If one entity is reporting to a multiple of agencies, there will be a problem. So my advice is that this meeting of today is very timely.
So Kenya has a very good example when you talk about SACCOs and other forms of cooperatives. And for Kenya, they have a single regulator, which is SACCO, the SACCO Regulatory Authority. Now, we are asking ourselves, why not borrow relief from Kenya so that we have a single regulator?
The government's calculated decision to forgive debts on savings and credit cooperatives in 2015 has proven to be a game changer, giving the cooperative sector a huge boost. This action has generated significant savings of over 10 trillion when combined with a 10-year, 30% corporation tax break, changing the environment for more than 50,000 registered cooperatives nationally.
30% ideally would be going to URA as taxes, but because of the exemption, the 30% goes to retained earnings to grow the equity base of these SACCOs. So ideally, I can authoritatively tell you that because of this exemption, the SACCOs have moved very fast. That's why today you are told that the SACCOs, some SACCOs are now bigger than the commercial banks.
When you look at the tax is a cost, because it brings, pulls out money from the SACCO. So when the tax exemption has been implemented, it means there is a cost saving. Okay? And of course, when we have a cost kind of saving, we improve on the profits of the members. So when the profits has been improved, that means members enjoy an additional kind of income to them. Because for us as SACCOs, our members are the sole beneficiaries of the SACCO. They save with us, and then they also buy shares. So at the end of the financial year, we pay dividends on the shares. And dividends are paid on, dividends are paid on shares. So meaning that we have more disposable income to pay to our members as dividends. So
amidst the remarkable progress made by SACCOs, discussions are underway regarding the creation of a cooperative bank. This potential development seeks to further enhance the financial services available to cooperative members and expand the reach of cooperative movement.
On what they are doing. Secondly, these SACCOs, the good hand of the president and his kind consideration exempted the SACCOs for 10 years from paying taxes, and the arrears were abolished. I'm looking forward to seeing how have these SACCOs grown. Because if you have the burden of taxes and arrears and they are removed from you, you must also make a point that emanating from this resolution, we have moved a step and another step. That is very important. The SACCOs are many. I also disagree with them to say that want to form a bank built on a SACCO, that is going to create a lot of conflicts. Let them form a bank of their own for all the cooperators to have shares. You look at Wazalendo.
We have SACCOs and other cooperatives. By the way, we now have close to 50,000, even more. 50,000 registered cooperatives from primary up to apex. Now, all these ones, don't we have the capacity to have our own bank, which is a cooperative bank? So even here, we are discussing it. It's among the issues that we are looking at very critically. And we are so appreciative of government, because government is also very positive. They want us to have a cooperative bank. But they cannot have a bank without cooperators. So as cooperators, we agree that we can capitalize this bank.
As stakeholders wait for the regulatory clarity, cooperative leaders, industry associations and legal experts are actively engaging with the relevant authorities to address the legal gap and advocate for a robust regulatory framework that aligns with the unique needs and characteristics of larger SACCOs. Naomi Mtumba, Smart 24 TV, Business Today.